Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Kubera chapters 64 and some friends. So I'm gonna do a little bit more than 64, maybe 2-3 chapters. It's gonna be a little on the shorter side this week though. So like I said last video, I am starting today going to do Kubera videos every single Monday. But I'm kind of running behind this week already. It's already 5:30 p.m. on Monday. So since I'm running behind and since I have a backlog of other videos to work on too, I'm gonna limit myself to like 2 or 3 chapters for this one. But in the future, like I mentioned before, I kind of want to do longer videos. Don't know how much longer, but yeah, for now, for today, it's gonna be a little teeny bit on the shorter side. Also, we're starting the night it rained fire, not the night that it rained fire. I read that incorrectly at first. The night it rained fire, and this I think is like 20 parts long, so it's a very, very long one. I think that would definitely be our longest thus far. So, kind of getting into a big arc. It also seems like, I tried not to look at the thumbnails because I don't want to be spoiled or anything, but it kind of felt like, I don't know, I saw a lot of red and orange, and none of our traveling group to me was a very red and orange group. That feels more like, you know, Marina's red, Brilith is pink, but also kind of reddish, Agni's red. So this makes me think that we could be jumping over to what's going on with Atera and everything that we had been setting up for a while, but we went away from that to focus more on Asha and Lisa's party. Now it feels like we might be dropping Asha and Lisa's party for a little bit, which is sad in a way, but it just makes it so that I'm going to be happy when we get to see them again, and we get to see cool other stuff. So I think that this is going to be one of those segments of the story where we're jumping to something else for a bit. And I guess that's it. Before I start reading, something about like the length of the videos, I want to at least do 2 or 3 chapters, because it's like, I gotta make a thumbnail for stuff anyway, and that's gonna take up time. So the time I save only doing like 1 chapter would be kind of wasted when it's like, okay, but then I have to make another thumbnail for the next video anyway, and just make a thumbnail just for 1 chapter. It's like, I could do 2 or 3 chapters and the time would even out. But it's like there's almost this part of me that wants to do like 5 to 10 chapters, do an hour or 2 every week, but hey, that's a lot to do every single week when I have like also all of the other series. And B, there's something that I can kind of feel with read throughs sometimes, especially if I look at like my old stuff from years ago. There are times when it's like, if you're if you're reading like 7 to 10 chapters in a single video, when you're on chapter 2 or 3 out of that, you're kind of not really going as in-depth talking about and interacting with the thing you're reading, because you're like, I'm on chapter 2 or 3, I got like 7 more to read. So there are times when it's like, it feels like you're not paying as much attention to the earlier stuff, or even if you're paying attention, even if you're interacting with it, you're kind of moving through it expeditiously. And I want to give Kubera the time, the respect to really pour through each chapter. And on top of that, right before we start reading, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, because it's something that I mentioned after last week's video. I talked about it on Twitter, and I saw a lot of other people saying things to me, like on Discord. Thank you to people who have shared my stuff on the Kubera subreddit. I don't really use Reddit, so I didn't know until I was told, but thank you so much. And thank you so much to Kubera fans in general, because it's something that I brought up on Twitter. I said that of all the stuff I've covered over the years, Kubera's comment section, Kubera's fan base that has come at me, has really been the most, like, kind, patient, I don't know how to describe it, the best comment section, because people are not spoilery, people are super supportive and positive about the series, and people like to see people get into it, and it's like this good balance of like correcting me when I mess up, but also not over explaining things that I'm gonna learn in the future anyway, because that's problems that I've had with things in the past, where I'll be in a series and people will explain things to me like I'm stupid, like I'm an absolute idiot, and it's like things that happen in the future that I haven't gotten to yet. And it's like, well, obviously I will know that in the future when I get to it. You don't have to explain to me like I'm an idiot about stuff that I don't know yet, basically spoiling me, but Kubera's fan base has been like the best that I've been interacting with in my comments. They've been really wonderful. So I wanted to shout out all of you and thank all of you. But I guess that's it before I start reading. Long intro as always. But yeah, let's just start with chapter 64 this time around. In the history of Wilrav, there were also, almost forgot something else. Long intro extended. Every time I do videos, people are always telling me, every single time that the official translation is not super great and you should really, really be reading the fan translation. And I will do so when I do the reviews. So what I do when I take notes for the reviews, I go through the chapter, I take detailed notes on it, then I read I don't know whether you want to call it the blog post, the afterword or whatever, and I take detailed notes on that. And when I do that for the reviews, I will start going through and not only reading the official, but reading the fan translation so that I get both when I'm taking my notes for the reviews. But for the reactions themselves, I'm probably just going to have to stick with the official translation because, for me, I'm not some hardcore anti-piracy guy. I think whatever you're getting the best quality from is like supporting the creators amazing, but whatever you're getting the best quality from is probably where you should go. So to me, I'm not hardcore against that or anything, but for the sake of me doing videos, I should really be doing videos on the official one. Because again, they could fight me, the people who own it, the people who publish it, could try to fight me to take my videos down anyway if they wanted to, but I would at least, have this like fair use argument on my side. But putting videos up of me pirating it is probably not good for my videos getting to stay up in the foreseeable future. So at least for the sake of videos, at least for the sake of the reactions, I'll have to stick to the official, but in reviews, I'll be taking the fan translation into account when I take my notes for the reviews. I just wanted to let you all know since it's something that people say like literally every video. Okay, now we actually get to start. In the history of Wilrav, there were many praised magicians. Someone discovered the principles of creation magic and rapidly raised living standards. Someone discovered the most efficient way of using death magic and simplified the battle with Shuras. Someone helped survivors of planet Karte move to Wilrav by summoning the god of wind. I would assume by summoning the god of wind by sacrifice? Or at sacrifice of one's remaining life. Okay, yeah, pretty much. When interplanetary communications were cut off after the Great Upheaval. So they just know there are different, inhabited planets, and the inhabited planets were communicating with each other just, less than a couple decades ago. And there's also someone who saved Eloth from complete annihilation by activating all turrets in the city by oneself during the Great Upheaval. But if anyone were to ask me who is the greatest of all, there's only one magician that I would name. Wait here, Brilith. Even if Mom doesn't come back, don't move until the temple magicians get here, okay? Would I have waited there if I knew that she was never coming back? In my opinion, the greatest magician, and my #1 role model is my mom, Gibralagis. And then we have this really great frontispiece panel of her. Chapter 64, The Night It Rained Fire 1. So I was thinking that this was going to be the attack and everything that's going to happen in the present time, but it could be even more interesting if we're connecting it back in and seeing flashbacks to the upheaval. I'm so nervous. I can't believe I'm going to see the priestess up close. There's nothing to be nervous about. She's just a human too. But I've only seen her from afar. I'm not even a famous magician, I'm just a student. I should have persuaded Airi to let me stay back at the shore. Hey, if I leave you to look after back at the store, why did I say shore? Hey, if I leave you to look after the store, there'll probably be another robbery. You just go, I'm gonna stay here, go, I don't need you. But I couldn't even argue, I'm so useless. What do you mean? You take care of all the small things at the store. That makes things very convenient for me. Hey priestess, I'm here. You told me you have an item that you wanted me to check out, right? Ah, Miss Lorraine. It hasn't been long since I contacted you. You got here so fast. And who's that child next to you? It's my assistant, Ari. Is this... So I guess Ari and Irie are siblings? Ah, nice to meet you. Hello, Miss Ari. He's a boy. Ah, sorry, Mr. Ari. Is that staff the item you wanted me to check out? Yes, my mother used to use it. Have you seen it before? Oh, no, but I do know what it is. That's the god-level item, Staff of the Fire Fountain, right? But why did you want me to see it? Do you want me to sell it? No, I need to alter it a little. As you know, the Staff of Agni is one of the best items for magicians who use fire magic. Before the upheaval, the fire priest of planet Conches even offered my mother 100,000 gold coins for it. Even I wanted to use it someday after seeing my mother use this staff. When my mother passed away, the staff was in the hands of someone else, and that someone refused to return it until I became an A-rank magician. Becoming an A-rank wasn't much of a problem. I'm an A-rank now, look for yourself. Maybe you scored high because you partnered up with Asha. But the problem wasn't me having the staff, it was me using it. Here, Asha, look at this! If a triple attribute magician holds it like this and wishes for strength, and then it just explodes in her face. That's a really great panel, too. I see. So you want me to alter it so that you can use it? Yes, I think in order to control the... I think in order to control fire with the staff, it requires a high level of skill in silent magic like my mother. Silent magic is magic that doesn't require a spell or vigor. It's like a specialty. So you mean you want it altered so it won't spew fire on you, right? Yeah, can you do it? I love the background Ari here. God level items are much harder to handle than normal items. If you use magic on it, you can't use another magic on it for a whole month. Which means if you don't succeed at first try, your next chance will come after a month. And the probability of success depends on the personality of the god who created the item. So an item made by a lenient god, the probability of success may be 100%. Oh yeah, got it in one try. An item made by an ill-tempered god may even kill you. And then, Bhavati Brahut, and then collapses. Have mercy on me just once. I'll never try it again. Okay, so is that the golden knight or whatever, the armband? The personality of the god who created this. Oh yeah, because I guess that would be the same store. I was assuming that it was stolen from and then given by Kubera to Lise. So, yeah, I was assuming it was the same store. But I didn't really make the connection that, oh yeah, that's where the thing came from originally. The personality of the god who created this. So cute. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. It also blows up into her face as flames. There shouldn't be a problem. He's a god with a very good personality. Well, then I'll keep it until it's done. It's kind of weird, but... it's kind of weird. Why haven't you used this item until now? You could have asked me sooner. Or did you not need it until now, but now you need it all of a sudden? Of course, because Agni's not around. Yes, that's right. I had a friend that I trusted so much to the point that I never thought of using the item. But I lost him due to my fault. He would never get angry, but to leave without even saying a word, he must have been really mad. He'll probably never return. I don't know why, but the priestess looked really sad, says Ari later on. Who do you think that friend is? Who knows? From my knowledge, Asha's her only close friend. Her only close friend. But I'm sure she wasn't talking about Asha. What the hell? Why isn't Ari coming out? Do I always need to open this door myself? Hey, what are you doing? I've been ringing the bell for so... And then, just asleep. She's sleeping? How can she do this after saying all that crap about me watching the shop? Then, did she miss all the customers that came by? Miss all the customers? What a joke. Heidi Yui. Bhavati Brahma. Huh? I sense danger. And then immediate waking up to the danger. Damn it. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? What kind of joke is this? And then, Hoti Kubera. You're gonna have to try harder than that. I don't have a triple attribute, but I'm better than you in terms of skill. What the hell? I didn't even put a scratch on it. Hehe, you can't do any damage on that. Because god level items are indestructible. You can't win here, Irie. And then Ari's face. Did you just waste the one chance for this month? Oh, right. Because it was manipulated. And I figured that by, like, some reason, I didn't say it earlier, I was like, oh, by some reason, it'll probably fail so that it can't be used when the place is attacked, and that'll be a plot point to make things even harder for the... Again, it's more complicated than saying good guys, but for the humans. But that isn't how I was expecting it to go. But either way, that is it for our first chapter, but I definitely want to read more. I like Ari a lot. I like Irie. I've always liked Lorraine. I like characters that have the sort of like simple, basic design, but are still cool. I like that in like any series where we have these characters that look like they would be background characters, but actually they're really cool. And to me, that's Lorraine. Lorraine's a very normal design, but she's really cool. And in addition to that, like I said, I like Ari, I like Irie. So I'm interested to be back at Atera. I hope I'm not getting the names of any places or people wrong. I'm like always second guessing myself, always questioning myself. So yeah, how is this going to go? Because I feel like without Agni, they're pretty screwed. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. We got more to read. Starting chapter 65, we have Sometimes I Wonder. If being summoned was just a means for him to ease his boredom, if the 10 years he spent by my side may have been nothing but a brief moment to him, if he's forgotten about me by now and found other interests, or if he's thinking about me, at least a little bit. That's also a really harsh thing too, because like say you make friends with somebody like Agni who is a god, then it's like, well, they've been alive for thousands, maybe tens of thousands of years, and the 10 years they spend with you might just be like absolutely nothing from your perspective. And then chapter 65, The Night It Rained Fire, 2. Phew, finally finished. Thank you for helping me, Brilith. And we have, they have beginner's topology the easy way. And then, Kurigam something, Bhavati something. And then, it was nothing. You did all the work, Tara. We should hire more people at the library. That's fine. We have enough people. It's just that they all chose to use their vacation day today. So we're actually seeing more of the random assistant priests. Then if you ever need any assistance, just let me know. Okay. Oh, yeah, how's it going looking for priest candidates? Substitutes for the priest or priestess when they're absent. The thing is, the candidates from before now hold positions in the Magicians Guild or universities, so most of them want to keep what they're doing. There are a few people who said they would come, but it'll take some time to clear everything up. I see. I'm sorry. They all left because of me, and now it's my fault that they have to leave their jobs and come back. When I was first put in charge of maintaining Atera's closed space, there were many magicians who didn't trust in my abilities and came as priest candidates. But the closed space was completely flawless, to the point where the priest candidates were not needed. And this is the person we saw from before who held on to the staff. So the priest candidates had nothing left to do. One by one, they left to places where they're needed. That wasn't what I wanted. I was young then, and I thought that would benefit the city. Instead, that made Atera a terrible city with no priest candidates and very few temple magicians. Even though the closed space was flawless, it didn't mean that it would stay like that forever. I'll send out the letters again tomorrow. I'll tell them the closed space isn't how it used to be, so we need to hurry. I'm sorry. I know you already have your hands filled with everyone else on vacation. No, it's fine. Brilith, I wish you wouldn't worry about these things, even for just a day. Damn it, I fail because of you. Huh? Is someone there? I thought this place was closed. I know who they are. Hold on. Hey, we got caught again. Damn it. If you have time to talk, run. That grandma must have eaten the eye of Garuda or something. She can see everything. We have the slamming. I told you that only the licensed magicians are allowed to enter. How many times do I need to tell you? Why do you kids never listen? Hasn't your dad taught you anything? Why are you hitting only me? What books were they trying to sneak out? The Crisis of the Witch. Priestess, that's his. He's a real pervert. He only reads those kinds of books. Hey, that isn't true. It is true, you pervert. You're embarrassing me in front of the priestess. And then the other one, Itaetu. This is the book I read when I was young. Priestess, that's hers. She wants to summon a god and date him. Date? What's that supposed to mean? And the blush so extreme that it's leaking out of her and onto the background. Love or dating, they're both BS. You're freaking delusional. The Crisis of the Witch isn't realistic either. My book is a fiction, you dimwit. You're gonna date a god? Look in a mirror first. What kind of crazy god would date you? Wanna die? More slamming. And now they're both hit. This magic isn't as romantic as you may think. Yeah, we got into it last arc about the difference in lifespan between like halves or quarters or regular humans, and it's like that is nothing. That is completely nothing whatsoever compared to the gap in aging, the gap in an understanding of time between a human and God. Brilith, they aren't even university students yet. That's okay. It's not like them listening to me is going to help them summon a god. If their curiosity isn't being satisfied, they're going to try to find the way no matter what it takes. It's very dangerous to take this spell lightly without realizing what its dark side is capable of, especially because when you're young, you don't realize what it means to shorten your lifespan, like myself. Anyway, do you want to hear? Yes, they both just pull up to the table. You know the Hoti and Bhavati spells, right? These spells work by borrowing a part of a god's power. Both words mean existence in the language of the gods. These words are essential for all the spells. Okay, so both mean existence. So both Hoti, insert god's name, and Bhavati, insert god's name, I would assume be calling, like Hoti Agni or Bhavati Agni, would be calling fire into existence as what the effect of the spell is. The spell only works the way you want when the formulation is properly completed. We see Hoti Brahma, and then the calculation to create it into a bridge. If you get the wrong formulation or let your mind wander off, and then why do you call me whenever you need to explain something? Is it because I'm so round? Is it because I'm bald? Because my legs are short? I want to be proportional too. The poor background explanation characters. And I love, like, they're not even chibi. This is just the way they look. Hoti Brahma and then nothing. The magic goes completely wrong, or it doesn't work at all. So that's why he and she both accusing the other sucks at magic. What the hell are you always, what the hell? You're always off on your spells. Hey, almost all of your spells don't work either. But when it does work, it works great. And then slamming again into each other this time. And the spell that's also the title of this book, Itaetu, means to this place, come. Okay, so Itaetu and then the god's name is the summoning spell, because before it's like, okay, existence of fire, but this means come to this place, so it summons the god Agni himself. Just using Agni. If it's like a god of strength, I'm assuming that, like, you know, it gives you strength, because it seems like, is it Kubera? There was one that it seems like the effect is just amplifying your physical abilities. It's a spell that calls forth a god himself, not just the power of a god. Unlike the two I mentioned earlier, it requires no formulation. Instead, there are two other steps. The first step is to tear a hole between the wall of realms, between you and the gods. And then, this has to be done to send the summoning spell to the god, as well as to create the path for the god to come to you. It's said that a part of the summoner's lifespan, a desperate longing, and something unknown is needed to do this. But even if the spell goes through, there is no guarantee that the summoning will succeed. please come. I want the body of I want the body of a Coke bottle. And then it could just like be completely ignored. The god's response is the second step. In fact, this is up to the god, so there isn't much that can be done about it. So they could you could give up part of your lifespan, and they could just completely ignore it. And I wonder if the Hoti, it would make sense if like the Hoti spells worked the same. You cast that, and you could just, if the god really didn't like you, if they really cared enough about you specifically as a human to not like you, they could be like, no, I'm not letting you summon part of my power in order to use this spell. And I would think that's also maybe a part of why the attributes work the way they do. But there is no need to worry about the second step, because almost all fail on the first step. The moment you dedicate your mind to the spell, your lifespan is shortened. And, as your longing for the god grows stronger, your lifespan keeps shortening. And by the time the summoner's longing for the god transcends the Wall of Realms, the summoner has already died, or has no more time left to live. Alright, and we're cutting back over to Lorraine and the staff. What should we do about this? What do you mean? We're gonna feed it well for a month. Prilith trusted you with this item. She fixed it, or you fixed it like she asked, right? She probably didn't. You overestimate Lorraine. Hey, Irie, you are really pissing me off today. Seeing how you changed the subject, you didn't fix it yet, and you're fourth in the rank of magicians. And then, excuse me, things are getting weird again. The room was just repaired. If you two do this again, the ranking system that puts the AA ranks at the top is just wrong. You've been fixated on rank since earlier. Truthfully, I may not be able to beat Asha, but I can beat you. Oh, really? Why don't we talk after you put down that staff? I love Ari. Ari's really funny. I love both of these two, of course, but Ari being the, mediator stuck between this is really fun. Stop. Oh my, what have I done in pushing the panels apart? Anyway, fighting isn't going to solve anything, right? And please don't hit me. You altered it the way Brilith requested, right? Uh-huh. I think? Phew, that's a relief. But the design isn't appropriate for Brilith to use, so I'll have to change it after a month. Huh? Okay, so it might be usable, just not in a proper shape. And they both sent something. Oh, and it's the red sky. To be continued. Wow, that's a really good cliffhanger. Because I am running behind, and this is almost 30 minutes of recording. Yeah, it's already after 6. Because I need to get this posted today, I'm going to go ahead and end it here, even though it's only 2 chapters. I know it's kind of short, sorry about that, but at least you won't have a long wait for the next one. I'm going to be doing this every single Monday. Even if it is only 2 chapters, at least then I'm not getting even further behind. But you will be getting something new every Monday. I do plan to take a week off sometime in the future to post the Anime Award stuff, but I'm still not sure about that. I don't know if I want to take a week off and just post that, or if I want to post that alongside the usual weekly stuff. So depending on what I decide there, I may take a week off, but again, if that happens, I'll let you know ahead of time that I'm doing so. And yeah, other than that, every Monday I'll do Kubera, so hopefully longer videos in the future, but I'm running behind, so I have to keep this one a little bit short. I really enjoyed these 2 chapters. I can't wait to see more of these characters and what's going to happen away from the traveling group that we were just following. I think it's really exciting because they don't have Agni. The staff is kind of in a weird shape. It's, Lorraine didn't really commit to whether or not it would work, actually. I think it might be able to work. It's just in a non-ideal condition. But either way, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these 2 chapters, my thoughts and reaction and everything. Again, much more Kubera, another reaction next week, review whenever it's done, but I have a backlog of reviews to get to. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you're linked to the Discord server, it is free and open for anyone. We can talk there if you want. So if you want a link, just ask and I'll give you a link. It's free and open for anyone. And in addition to all of that, If you want to help support the channel, you could drop a super thanks down below, or if you want a shout out at the end of every video, if you want to get One Piece a bit early, if you just want to know that you're helping me continue to make videos, you could hit join down below to become a channel member. You can go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. So yeah, huge thank you to patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FNO and Smeller Dog, Cherryton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element, Pater Diallo. Thank you all so much for your support. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you all next time.